Welcome guys to yet again another video, and in the last video what we did was to be able to successfully add a new contact. So in this video what we are going to be doing is we're going to be displaying our contacts as well as with a search bar where we can search and we can paginate our search and paginate the initial data that is basically coming from our API. So I have a couple of tabs open here. First of all, I have a database open. I have React Material. Of course, we're going to be using React Material table, and I have React Pagination component open. So the first thing I like to do is we are going to come here to our table, and for our table, we are going to import a couple of things from React Material. So we're going to need table, table cell, table body, table container, and down to here. So I'm going to copy this right now and get back to our text editor, and I'm going to get back here and let's copy this whole table, and we have something here saying module not found, can't resolve, material UI call table, blah blah blah. Okay, we are going to get to that. Now let's paste that in here, and it says that classes are not defined, rows is not defined, and all that are not defined. So let's quickly fix all that. First of all is that we don't need this here, and we're going to get rid of this too, and rows is not defined on line 26. So we have, okay, so we actually have a row. So what I want to do is let's just get back up here and copy this data, this dummy data. Now let's get back in here and let's paste this dummy data at the top, and we have create data is not defined. So let's also copy this function too, and get back here, save that. And okay, so we get an error that says module can't resolve material UI slash core table container, and that is because there has been some breaking changes in material UI, and one of which is the fact that table container is not part of the current version we are using. So if I should go to package.json and I just check material UI, you can see we're using 4.4.2, and I think that comes with 4.8 or so. So what I'm going to do now is pretty simple. Just to save us time, I'm going to get rid of this. If you still want to use the table container, what you can do is just delete the node modules, update your package.json to 4.8.0, so if I remember. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get rid of table container, and also get rid of the imports here. And now if I save that and I get back to a browser, and yep, here we have our table looking really nice. So the next thing I would like to do here is to add our search bar. So for our search bar, I'm going to import a text field like this into our view contacts, and our text field is going to look like this. So we are going to add our text field component right at the top here, and now save that. And we have a handle change event here. What I'm going to do now is to get our handle change event here. All right, and just get this, and we're going to paste that inside of our class base component. And now I save this, and I get back to my browser, and here we are, we have this, but I don't want this type of search input. So I think it's variant if I get rid of this outline, right? So let's say yes. So this is exactly what I want. So our label here would be search right? And our ID will be search content, and then we just save that, get back to our browser, and everything looks pretty fine. And the last thing we are going to need is our pagination. And for our pagination, we're going to be using React pagination. So here we are, React pagination, and we're going to need to run install rc-pagination. So I am going to open a new terminal, and I'm using yarn. So yarn add rc pagination dash save, right? So we just wait for that to scaffold. Let me be sure yarn add rc-pagination. So yep, rc pagination. All right, so while that is currently installing, what I am going to do for now is really simple. I'm going to need to import pagination from rc pagination. So let's just get there back here. And while we're still waiting for this to install, I'm going to import pagination, and this is going to come from rc pagination. And we're going to use this component right after our table. And how we're going to use it is going to be exactly this way. So I'm going to call the pagination component, and we'll need to pass a couple of parameters. And first of all is we'll need to pass default page size, which is default items per page. So our default items per page, which is how many items we want to display per page. So let me copy that just first for. And for this parameter, my internet connection seems to be slow right now, so I'm going to set that to 5. And for page size, is going to be the number of pages, right, if I'm correct. So I'm going to copy this too, and let's just make this 5 or something. And on the onChange event, which is what it will essentially be needing, is going to have a function that takes two parameters, the current page and the page size. So for that, we are going to attach an onChange event, and the function here, say paginate content. All right, so let me go back to our documentation again. We have page change callback on change. Let me see if there are any really good ones that we could need. So I think that should do. On change, we have page change callback. It's a function. It takes the current page and then the page size. So what I'm going to do now is, for our onChange, we have paginate content. So I'm going to come right here and just do paginate content, and it takes the current page, and the second parameter is what we call the page size. So I'm going to pass that to, say, page size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log them to the console. So I'm going to say console.log current page, that should be current page. And I'm also going to do another console.log, and would have page size, and this should also meet the page size. So I'm going to save that and head back to our application. Our paginate content is not defined. Why? And that is because we are not supposed to use paginate content here. We're supposed to use onChange according to the documentation. Here, our documentation says we should actually use an onChange. So I am going to change this to an onChange, save that, and I'll see if we still have an error. Yes, because we have not defined our onChange function. Okay, that's handle change. So onChange, we have onChange, so we're going to change this from paginate content to onChange, and we'll just get down, and we still have onChange is not defined. And that is because this is a class-based component and we are supposed to use the this keyword here to attach that to the onChange event handler. And oh, sorry, why am I here? So let's get back to Safari. And here we are, we have our pagination links, but there are still a couple of glitches here. So I'm going to go back to the documentation. And here we are in the documentation. And what did we miss? Let's see. Oh, yep, I see. We need the total. So actually, we're going to get rid of page size. I was confusing page size for total. So we're going to get total and make total to be equivalent to 1000. So that way we get the data paginated. And let me just get back here, and you can see now, since our assumed data is 1000, you can see our pagination showing just pretty cool. And what I want to do now is, I don't even know why I started this video on Safari, because most people use Chrome, so I'd like to get us back to a Chrome development environment. And let's also get this to over to Chrome. And what else? This too. Also get this off here, and let's get this back in here too. All right, and this documentation. And what that means is I'm gonna close Safari and get back here. Okay, guys. So we were here and we have this. So we have to kind of need to design this to look a bit nice. So what we're going to do is let's get back in here once again and look at some of the things here. Like we have class name of pagination. We have what else do we have here? Style, the style of pagination, which is an object. So what we are going to go by is, let's pick class name of the pagination component, and styling this would be, so let's just get that in here, class name, and let's call this pagination restyle. And pagination restyle, I'm going to go to app.css, and we're going to write our restyling here. So let's just get down here and call that pagination restyle. And what I want to do first of all is I'll just inspect this element. Yep, so we have, what do we have here? We have a UL that has an li, blah 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 blah. Let's first start here by saying list style. Sorry, supposed to go to the li of this element. I'm going to start here by saying list style of none, and display inline block. Yep, so here we are. We have 1 2 3 blah 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 blah. Pretty nice. So what we can also do here is we can give them a padding of say 10 pixels, so that there's just a little bit of space in between them. And what next? Let's pick this color. So I'm going to pick this color and make that the background. So let's go with this. We're going to just copy this right now, and that should do for our background. Background color should be this, and color should be white. So we want some font weight, right, so that the text on it just comes out a bit. So font weight should be bolder. And what do we have here? Let's just throw in some margin of say 3 pixels. Save that, and yep. So why do we have this here? Okay, let's go through documentation, and previous icon and next icon, jump previous. Yep, so this is exactly what we need. So for previous icon, so let's get back to our view contact. So for this previous icon, we are going to get into React Material UI icons. Alright, and we are going to go to let me see, supposed to be yep, exactly. So now let's look for next. And why is this not searching? Is it taking pretty much some time? Alright, I don't know why this is just behaving this way, but let's just throw that. So let's take let's use arrow forward for next. This is just annoying. Like, why is this thing? So now let's try that again. Yep. For some reason I can't understand why that wasn't working. So this is going to be for jump next icon. So let's import that right up here. And jump next icon. So for jump next icon is going to take arrow forward icon. So let's copy this, get down here and just paste this in here. Alright, save that. And now we have an error here saying syntax must only be assigned a non-empty expression, and that is because we have previous icon, and previous icon is kind of empty. So for previous icon, we're going to take this arrow iOS back. So let's get arrow back iOS to take over the space of previous icon. So we're going to have arrow back iOS component, and just save that and head back to our browser. And yep, you see we have this showing up. Let's have this showing up too, but we're still missing this and this. So for those two, let's just get them. We have jump prev icon and next icon. So I'm going to go here and just type jump prev icon, and I'm going to type next icon. So for jump prev icon, we are going to import arrow forward iOS, right? So let's import arrow forward iOS, and we are going to pass that here. Arrow back iOS prev icon, arrow forward iOS, next icon. So arrow forward iOS icon, and we save that. Check that out. The same mistake we made the last time. Alright, so let's just wrap up. Arrow forward icon, do we have that? No, not sure we have this. So we're going to import this. We actually have arrow forward icon. So what we need is arrow backward icon. So let's copy arrow backward icon, and let's just paste that in here, arrow backward icon, and we are going to pass arrow backward icon here. So arrow back icon, and now once I save that, everything looks pretty nice now. So if I go to the console and I click on 2, you can see returns current page is 2 and page size is 5. If I click on 3, you can see returns current page and page size. If I click on 4, and one last thing I want us to do is every time the mouse is hovered over this element, we want our cursor to be pointed. So oh boy, so I'm just going to copy this now, and every time we have a mouse hover, we want our cursor to be pointer. So now we save that, and if I hover over this, cursor is pointer. Everything looks pretty good. Our search bar and our table Okay guys, so we have succeeded in properly designing this, designing our table and designing our pagination basically. So I think that's where we're going to stop for this video. In the next video, we're going to fetch the content and paginate the content.